Hi there, everyone. How you doing? Jeff C. here again on Monday, October the 6th. Got a lot of things covered here now. The partner of the Ebola, the first Ebola patient in American history that was declared with Ebola on American soil, of course, Eric Thomas Duncan, or Thomas Eric Duncan, right? They always change it around. They always gotta have three names, don't they? Anyways, to get to the point, his partner his wife or whatever, came on to CNN and pleaded with the government to give her husband the experimental drugs. Now, let's take a listen to what she says here.
So, Louise, what are you hearing about Thomas's condition?
And they say it has left from critical to worse. And that's why I really want to go on the air to ask the American government to please help me. I want him to be safe, for them to save his life.
Did they tell you that his condition had worsened? I understood that you heard his condition had worsened from a reporter.
Yes.
When was the last time you talked to him?
2 days ago. 2 days ago, when they put a teeth in his mouth, he could hardly speak. So I told him, okay, I will call you back later. And I have not heard from him anymore.
You must...
Wait a second. He put a tube in his mouth and he couldn't speak. So they put a tube in his mouth because he can't speak. I assume they put the tube in so he maybe could speak or say something. I don't know how it works, right? But are you going to call him back? What, is he going to go on the tube with the phone? I mean, give me a fucking break.
Be very worried.
I am worried. I am sad. You don't know how frustrated I am. I'm just asking God and asking the American government the same medicine they're giving the people that come from Liberia, the Ebola people that came, the people with Ebola that came in Atlanta. Then please help him save his life. He is too young to die.
The president of Liberia, as you know, she has made a statement saying that she's very angry at Thomas.
I am so angry at her. This president does not care. She does not care.
You're saying she's not doing enough to combat Ebola in Liberia?
She's not doing enough. She's not doing anything. And I'm saying that I have my 3 boys over there. They better not go after them. They better not go after my family.
When Thomas came, there are people in Liberia who are saying that he was a driver, that he drove, helped his sister-in-law who was pregnant try to go to a hospital after she tested positive for Ebola, and that maybe that's how he got in contact with it. Is that true? Did you know? Did he have a sister-in-law?
I don't know anything about that. No, I don't know.
Don't know anything.
About that.
Well,
and when you found out that he was positive, did
the green
he
shirt
say anything to you about how he might have come in contact with Ebola?
There was no discussion because he started losing his voice, and every time he goes to talk, he will be getting shut of breath. So he and I have not discussed anything about it. I just want him to be well.
Yeah, whatever, right? So now all of a sudden, what does that set up? Well, go figure. Now all of a sudden, breaking news coming off CNN, they are giving him the experimental treatment. I bet you didn't see that coming, right? But it's not the ZMAP. No, it's something else. Yes, it's something else. Let's listen in here.
In the United States. I want to go straight away to Elizabeth Cohen for the news on this. Elizabeth, what can you tell us?
Well, John, yesterday I asked Thomas Friedman, the head of the CDC, is Mr. Duncan is the Dallas patient getting any experimental treatments? And he said no. So I called back a federal official today and I said, is that still true? And the federal official said that is not still true. He said to the best of his knowledge, Mr. Duncan was getting an experimental drug. I talked to a family member of Mr. Duncan's and he said, yes, he's getting a drug called Brincidofovir.
Brincidofovir
is an antiviral drug that is still in the experimental stage. And so I called Chimerex, the company who makes Brincidofovir, and they said, well, on Friday we received permission from the Food and Drug Administration to give Brincidofovir to Ebola patients, and we went to the FDA at the request of a treating physician, a physician treating someone with Ebola in the United States. We called the folks here at Presbyterian and said, were these your physicians that made that request? They haven't gotten back to us about that. John?
Any sense of how long it would take for Mr. Duncan to start feeling the effects of this antiviral? I mean, since it's so experimental in its early stages, very little is likely known of how it's going to react in humans.
Right, there is some, if indeed he is getting Brincidofovir, there has been indication that Brincidofovir could work against Ebola. So this isn't something that's just totally out of the blue. Now, the question is will it, if he's getting it, will it work for him since this is relatively late in the game? He's been sick now for quite a while, and these kinds of drugs usually work best when they're given early on. But, you know, Michaela and John,
gotta get them
I don't know
early.
if you remember a young man, a little boy by the name of Josh Hardy. He had a viral
Yes.
infection, and he was literally a death
Brincidofovir to the rescue.
They got permission to use Brincidofovir, and he survived. So, you know, this drug has something of a track record of having some success against a variety
Problem
of
reaction
viral
solution, folks.
So it's interesting. This is a different treatment than ZMapp, which is that
No,
drug that was
not
given to
ZMapp.
some of the Ebola patients that were brought to the United States from Africa. And Elizabeth, I heard something over the weekend we all did, which I thought was surprising. We're out of ZMapp.
No!
No more ZMapp. So
Damn!
everyone got so excited about this so-called super serum.
you're all so
which really
excited.
Isn't secret.
Zombie
It really
map.
isn't a serum, but you know there was a lot of excitement because it helped, or it appears that it might have helped the two patients who were at Emory. There are a variety of drugs that might help against Ebola.
Yeah, bring 'em on.
A doctor in Africa who said he was having success with an HIV drug.
Woo.
So there are a variety of antiviral drugs that you can try against Ebola. And John and Michaela, what we're seeing right now is the Wild West of medicine. You know, I think as Americans we're used to go to the doctor and do something that's
The Wild West, guys.
big-time clinical trials and approved by the FDA. This is, hey, let's just try something because we don't have anything that's
There you go.
proven to work against Ebola.
They got nothing that's proven to work against Ebola, so here comes Brincidofovir. Brincidofovir! Yes, it's an experimental antiviral drug being developed by Chimerix for the treatment of cytomegalovirus. It also has activity against endonoviruses, BK virus, and herpes simplex viruses. The preliminary tests have also shown the potential for it to be a treatment for the Ebola virus. Yes, Brincidofovir. And wouldn't you know it, they had a whole campaign for it, just a few months ago. When was this? March the 10th, 2014. Let me bring that down to show you here. And guess what? This social media campaign pushing for the distribution of the trial drug, which is Brincidofovir. Go figure, folks.
Tonight, a local community is fighting for Josh Hardy.
He's a 7-year-old boy who contracted a virus during his treatment for cancer. Well, now his family wants him to have access to a drug. It's not yet approved, but in an attempt to save his life. However, the drug company refuses to give it up.
Of course.
Tonight with the family and the community's emotional.
Gotta have a campaign. Gotta do it.
And what we learned today is that Josh Hardy has been a fighter all his life. He was diagnosed with a rare kidney cancer when he was only 9 months old. Since then, he has been in and out of remission. His latest complication, a virus for which there is only one medicine, and it has yet to receive FDA approval.
I'll worry. FDA approves anything.
7-year-old Josh Hardy is in a fight for his life. This Fredericksburg first grader has beat cancer 4 times since he was 9 months old. But now he faces a new challenge, a virus he contracted after a January bone marrow transplant.
He is working his butt off.
Josh's mother is with him at a Memphis hospital where doctors have told her that a medicine currently in clinical trials could save him. Brincidofovir is an antiviral drug that is currently not on the market.
I just feel like there is a way
Gumbo,
to do this, where there's a will, there's a way, and we're really just not gonna sit back and, you know, when there's a drug available to make all the difference in the world for our son.
A social media campaign has been launched to put pressure on the drug's manufacturer to give the medicine to Josh's doctors. In a statement today, the company said this is one of hundreds of requests that Chimerix has received for the compassionate use of Brincidofovir. Providing Brincidofovir in any of these situations could very likely place the entire program at risk. Family and friends are rallying around this little boy, hoping the drug company will give in.
It's heartbreaking. It's unbelievable that there is a drug that could heal this young man. And it's
being kept from him,
We just pray to God that Josh is going to be here and trust in God that he's going to make him better and he's going to be home with us again.
Lots of crosses. Just touching.
The family has started several online petitions, including one to the White House to pressure the drug company.
There you go.
This drug would be widely available by 2016, but that will be too late for Josh Hardy.
There you go. So they had a big campaign for this, and that puts the drug all in the media. Of course, it lets everyone know, right? And then the corporate media came out with all these stories back then dealing Forbes, why everyone has a stake in the Chimerix. It's Chimerix drug offered to Josh Hardy, right? Why everyone has a stake in it. Well, tell me why. I wonder why. This was posted on March the 12th, 2014, right? And they're talking about how the FDA hasn't approved it yet and all that, but we all have a stake. What's so special about it? Well, of course, it could, of course, be the cure for Ebola. Go and fucking figure. This is how they do these things, man. I mean, they put these stories out in advance. They know that they get the name out there, Brincidofovir, right? People start to say it on their tongues. They see it in the news, and then remember how it saved that child, that poor kid that had terrible cancer that nothing would save except that drug? And remember the campaign that the family had in order to get everyone talking about it, in order to give money? And there you go. Guess what? Brincidofovir is now making its way over to Duncan. Go figure. Leave your comments below.